Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are starting on the Pioneer Woman quilt. I'm excited. I have my Pioneer Woman fabric down. I have the blog pulled up that we need to use. It is a free pattern. You can go to See Stars Quilting. I'll leave that video linked down below. That gives you the link actually to the blog you need to go to, but it's only fabricandthread.com, and it is the Spring Picnic Quilt block, and it takes 1 layer cake and 1 charm pack, but I don't have layer cake. I have fat quarters, so I'm gonna have to iron on my fabric and cut some 10-inch squares. So that's going to take me a hot minute. I'm going to have to hook up my big iron because that little iron would take way too long. And so we just need 10-inch squares and 5-inch squares. So I have a white Bella Solid, and I believe this is considered white. If it's not, it's very close to white. All right, so this is the quilt. Look how pretty that is. Easy peasy. And let me get to ironing and cutting. Okay, so I spent, I know, a good, I don't know, what, 20-30 minutes ironing and listening to music. So I'm going to flip you guys down and show you. This was four fat quarter bundles of Pioneer Woman. Each bundle had 6. This takes, I do believe, I'm gonna have to get off of Lady Gaga here, 20 fat quarters. Let me pull it up. Or not fat quarters, it takes a charm pack. So I'm gonna do 2 10-inch squares out of each color, and I have, if I counted correctly, I have 21 fat quarters here, which left me, I took out the lowest volumes because my charm pack is going to be my accent fabric. So I took these 3 out. So next up, I need to cut these into 10-inch squares. So that's going to take me a hot minute as well. And then we can get to making this beautiful quilt. And it's really easy. You need 2 different color 10-inch squares and 2 5-inch squares, and this will yield 2 blocks. So let me get to cutting more. Look how much best press I've already used, guys. I've been like really enjoying using that best press, but I'm going through it like crazy. All right, so time to cut. Okay, so all I'm doing is making my own layer cake and cutting 10-inch squares. So I have 3 that are doubled over, folded on this line. So I'm going to pick, it doesn't really matter if this is straight because we're going to cut it right now. I just want this to be a straight edge on this side over here. Let me see if I can scoot you around this way. And now I have a straight edge here. I'm going to turn my fabric around. I'm going to find my 10-inch mark and give myself a little extra. I'm going to give myself a little extra up here where this fold is. See, I'm not to the edge. But I'm going to line up this straight line. That's the line I'm going by. Make sure I'm on my 10. Whoops. Yes, no. I'm cutting 6 layers at a time. So this is what we have left over. So tons of fabric left over. So now I have a straight top and bottom. You could probably do this a better way. Much better probably than I am. But this is just how I'm doing it. This was the folded edge. Now, you could probably do this in 2 cuts where I'm just making sure I'm turning and turning. Now I have every cut but the last one. Make sure I'm on my 10 and on my 10, and everybody is lined. Everybody is lined up. So there is my 10-inch square. I have a stack going on in this basket that I'm stacking them in. So I'm just continuing to cut and make my layer cake. But I just grabbed 3 and I'm just kind of evening everybody up so I can cut them all at one time. Okay, here are the first 2 blocks that I made. So I wanted to be sure I was showing you correctly before I'd done it. There's my first 2 blocks, guys. So the way we make the block is, I need to find it somewhere safe to lay these. We're going to take 2 of our accent squares and 2 different color 10-inch squares. So let's grab one of these blues here. Is that just one? Yeah. And then something that's very different. Ooh, this purpley polka dot right here is kind of cool. So I'm going to grab one of those. And I'm actually going to stack these up. Just like that. We're going to cut these in half. So 2 5-inch by 10-inch rectangles. Make sure my camera cut off on me earlier, so I'm like, why did my camera cut off? One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure we're correct. So now we have 2 of these. We're going to take those 2, lay them to the side. I'm going to take these 2 and we're going to cut it in half again. Making sure I'm nice and stacked up square. So now we got, guys, you could do this with scrap so easy. If you have a bunch of 5 and 10-inch squares. Okay. So I'm done with that for a second. Well, for a second. We're going to take these 2 that we cut into 10s. And we're going to cut those to 9.5. I'm getting hungry. 9.5. Okay, now I'm done with that. So I'm going to take one of these, and Let me get it right. Your squares go with the opposite color. That's what it is. So your two opposite squares go with your opposite color. On the back of this one, just had my other ruler. I'm going to draw a line from corner to corner. Make sure I'm still filming because my camera cut off earlier. Because this is the second time I'm trying to show you this. I don't know why it cut off, but all right. So there is our diagonal line, and it is going to go this direction, just like this. We're going to sew this line. We're going to sew these together, and I'll bring you back. So this is what we now have. We have these. They're going to go like this. I'm going to trim this off, and I'm keeping these squares because that's a good size, or triangles, I should say. Triangle, I can do something with. So there's the little cast offs. I'm going to finger press this back open. I'm going to take this. We're going to flip it over. I'm not even worrying about matching up my seams. It will do it on its own. We're going to just match up my ends. And I am going to flip that underneath seam the other direction. Make sure my corners is still good. Okay, and when we flip this open, there is our block. And look at that corner. I didn't nest it. I just made sure to flip it as I was sewing. So there's our block. This block is going to be the exact opposite. So you'll have two. So let's give this an iron. Whoops, about to drop you. And I'm just going to keep sewing because this is going to take me a hot minute. I mean, it's pretty easy once you figure it out. But there's the block. I'm going to make a ton of these. So I'm going to keep sewing. I'll bring you guys back later. And I probably will not get all these done today, but I'll get as many as I can get done. That was just, I've done 3. And I'm just going to stack them up. And I need to make me some more design boards. Because I've only got 2 and they've got stuff on them. Why are you so crooked? Oh, because I messed with the way y'all was sitting. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep sewing, and I'll bring you back and show you my progress. Okay, guys, I am on my last 2 blocks. It is 9 o'clock at night. I have taken some breaks, quite a couple breaks to get up and walk around. Eat lunch or dinner, whatever, lunch, dinner. I am on the last 2 blocks. Okay, I'll flip you guys down here. So after I kind of got in the rhythm of doing my fabric, I got, like I said, I got it into a rhythm. So I do my two pieces. Let's see if I can flip it back a little bit. My two pieces, so my color fabric and my accent fabric. And then I do my half square triangle. Next. And I got two lines. Let me see where I'm at. So what I've been doing, because I told you I was not going to get rid of all those triangles. As soon as I cut this off, take it, flip it, and run it right back through the machine. And that is a leader for my next piece of fabric. So iron this, I'm going to flip it over so that my seam is going that way. So here's this piece. Can't flip you too far back or you'll slide off. Here is the other piece. Color goes to the top. I'm going to finger press. We're going to flip this color to color. And this is the rhythm I got into. Line these guys up. I don't even look at the seam. I don't even look. I look at my corners. Make sure my bottom seam is going up. And I do have my machine turned down. Two reasons. It's making me more accurate. And when it's wide open, it bounces, you guys. Okay, so now I have a half square triangle that we will square up. And now I have my block. I hit it with iron. And I press away from my white accent fabric. And that's how I got into like a rhythm. Not all of these matched up, but most of them did match up. Let me show you my last one. That one matched perfect, but not all of them matched, but I'm okay. You guys know I'm okay with it. I have one more to do. One more and I'm done with the blocks, and I have all of these half square triangles that we can use on the back for something else. So yeah, do not waste that fabric. And we still had all of the if you use fat quarters, you have all that extra fabric that you cut off the sides. So this is my last block. I'm just trying to get her straightened up here. Straighten up. And I've just been using my 1/4 inch tape, not the 1/4 inch foot, because I'd have to switch back and forth too much. And last one, guys, last one. Do you ever get like, oh yeah, last one, last block? And after 40 blocks, got really good at staying on this line. Really good. $40 blocks. And again, I'm just going to cut the triangle off. Oops. Get my corner, run it right through. Last one. And then here, press this guy. I'm going to flip it over, open it up this way. Oh, we're to the finish line on this part. See how this one matches up. Make sure my fabric's flipped. There's my triangle. Let's get hot in here with this iron. Yes, I've been using the big iron because it was a lot to iron. That little iron, bless its heart, does good for small things, but okay. Here is all my blocks. All of them. They're all pressed exactly the same way. There they all are. So my next video will be putting these together. But first, let's look at these guys. And give me a small triangle here. This is not my Omnigrids one, but we'll give it a look here. Where's my small Omnigrid? So there should be, what? Is there 82? Is that right? If you cut them in half. I can do a 4-inch block. That sounds about right. And I don't know what I did with my little bitty one. Where's my little bitty one? I'll have to find it because it's my favorite. Oh, I see it. I see it. I can get a hold of it. There we go. Oh, this is not the one I'm looking for either. This is still the little cheapie. Well, shoot. Anyhow, we're going to square all these up to probably about 4 inches. That's what it looks like. Yeah, about a 4-inch block. We're going to square all these up. And I'll see what we can do with that. Piece the back or something. But that's it for all the blocks, guys. Let me know down below if you're going to sew along with me on this one. And I'll see you on the next one.